number twice as hot as had been anticipated, up by 1%. You're looking year over year up 9.7%. That's really hot. And yet we haven't seen any reaction in the market today. Is that telling you that 50 basis points hike in March is already baked in?
I think that, yes, I also think there's probably people who think it's peak. It does make the Fed's bond buying program a little quizzical. I mean, I think that this is the hottest I've ever seen these numbers, and they merit attention. They merit what Mr. Bullard said yesterday, and I think that we should continue to expect that Bullard's going to be right. But I also think that when you see this kind of number, you have to wonder how sustainable it is. I mean, this is like everything is red hot, and everything there's supply chain problems, and everything there's people who aren't coming to work because of Omicron. So I don't know, Becky, I'd rather bet that this is, and I'm going to say this today in my morning meeting at 10:20 for the club, that this may be some sort of peak.
Gasoline to groceries to rent, prices, they're just soaring. Inflation is rising at its fastest rate in 40 years. And Deirdre Bolton joins us now this morning with more. Deirdre, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, guys. So between $250 and $300 extra per month, that is the amount that the average U.S. household is spending differently. This is according to Moody's Analytics. So inflation above 5% for the past 8 months. That's why we feel it. The latest reading came in at the 4-decade high of 7.5%. So who is being hit the hardest? Experts
won't be so tight. But right now, I mean, Jay Powell is saying, oh, geez, it's not going my way. And it just isn't. And he should be selling bonds. Selling bonds.
I mean, you're right. This idea of more people coming back to work, that would mean that employers wouldn't have to keep raising wages to try and lure people in the door. I know that you've seen some improvement in those numbers in the New York area, at least.
Definitely. There are people who want to go to work. There are people who need jobs, and they'll come to work first.
And the middle class. Research shows that gasoline is really the big culprit for both groups. So the price at the pump up nearly 50% in December. That has a huge effect. As for the regions that are hit the hardest, here they are in order. So the Midwest, the hardest hit, 7.9%, followed by the South at 7.8%. The West, 7.7%, and then the Northeast hit at 6.3%. Nationally, though, food prices up more than 7% from this time last year. Meat, eggs, fish rising even more. Some measures, some items, bacon up 18% more this time than last year. Peanut butter, 15% more. Consumer advocates suggest that shoppers try to shop generic brands. And if you consistently shop at one or two places, you basically just sign up for those members.
How Ripple works. Let's look at the inner workings of Ripple's settlement solution for banks, called Xcurrent, and how it improves cross-border payments. In this example, two banks use a correspondent bank to route their payments. Xcurrent includes Messenger, which is used to coordinate information exchange between the banks. And the ILP ledger uses the interledger protocol to coordinate funds movement between institutions to settle the payment. Xcurrent ingests existing message formats like SwiftFin or ISO 20022 through a translation layer, such as CGI's Intelligent Gateway or Volante's Volpay. Let's follow one payment through the entire payment flow. First, the translation layer parses the message and collects necessary information to initiate the payment. Here you see that Alice in the US wants to send money to Bob in Germany. She wants Bob to receive 500 euros. Messenger communicates with the correspondent and beneficiary banks to obtain their payment processing fees and total cost. Next, pre-transaction validation takes place. This includes compliance screening and account verification checks. Since all banks have the necessary facts, they can pre-validate the payment even before funds move to ensure high straight-through processing rates. Now it's time to coordinate funds flow across the private ILP ledgers of these three different institutions. In this example, the originating bank has a Nostro account with the correspondent bank, and the beneficiary bank is using a third-party liquidity provider to connect in with the correspondent bank. To begin the settlement process, Ripple coordinates a hold on the funds across all three ledgers. The ILP ledgers generate cryptographic signatures to verify that the funds are committed to the transaction. Then, the funds are simultaneously released across the three ledgers. This process ensures no settlement risk. The payment either executes or fails. Upon completion, Ripple provides a confirmation message to all counterparties. The entire payment process across multiple banks takes seconds and provides end-to-end visibility into the transaction while increasing processing rates and lowering operational costs. Join the global real-time settlement network RippleNet today at ripple.com/contact.
So, good morning, everyone. T-Speaker 222 XRP Future Millionaire with the side bet on XLM and Future Digibyte OG. So, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. It's 8:46 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the East Coast in the United States of America. So, we're breaking down just a tiny bit from last night. We talked a lot in the Telegram about how we could have a possible push up. We haven't had anything yet. We've also talked about the opportunity that it could come down, but we had some daily closes. We had a daily close over 44,000 on Bitcoin, over 83 cents on XRP, and over 21.8, around 21.9 on XLM. We're looking very closely to see if this is an inverted head and shoulders that decides to play out. They don't always have to play out. These can be fake outs, but you can see I've got the face. Well, you got the left shoulder, right inverted shoulder aimed up, and you've got a head down below. I mean, it looks pretty prototypical, and if it does play out like a inverted head and shoulder, you're going to have that area up there at about 51,219 that's going to be in contention, or it would just come up to the 47,992. But there's no guarantee it breaks up. This can be a giant fake out, but according to the numbers, according to the close last night, the RSI is just a little high. That's the one thing I'm concerned about. That tells me that, you could retrace a little bit. But with all the technical, like I was telling my Telegram, all the technical said buy, I was very hesitant on XLM and XRP. I haven't bought except for a minimal amount, very minimal, in comparison to my portfolio. Like, I'm talking like 20% of my portfolio was only in. And we're talking last night, some of it came out. So I had 10,000 shares of XLM. I got rid of 5,000 when it was at 21.8. Not because I didn't think it could move, because I'm not convinced. So I have less than $1,000 in right now. Or I have, what is it? $1,000 maybe out of 7,500. So I'm not convinced that this was going up. I just, from the technical indicators, it shows that it should go up. But I wasn't convinced that we were going to go up before a little drop to 2.0. Where was it at? Like I told the Telegram, 2.03 if it were to come down or retest that area. Or 2.06 actually is what I said. 2.06. So we'll put this up here. But it's just tight ranges, guys, and the RSI was higher, so nothing's guaranteed to go up. Theta was the one that was looking the best to me yesterday, and it ended up making a move to $4 plus, but it came back down. Across the board, you're not seeing a bunch of running from anything. So today's going to be an interesting day in the market. Because the funny thing is, one of the ones with the best RSI in the daily is Spellcoin, but Spell's got a lot of crap going on. But eventually, even with all the nonsense, people still buy into this stuff. Just look at the stock market. When stocks are ready to go belly up, people still buy into them when they're about to be delisted, just because they think there's going to be a pump up. So this is very interesting. I mean, I wouldn't look at anything at this point. If you're in, you're in. But like I said yesterday, it's very risky. And I could certainly see a retrace coming. And now XRP's down 4.7% today. So we got to see what's going on in the rest of the world. So right now, I would sit back. If you're not in a position, I would pay attention to these charts. Like I said last night, it was a little concerning that we stayed under 44,000 for so long. But it is an inverted head and shoulders here. Whether it plays out or not and finishes this pattern, I can't tell you that. Market manipulators hold no bounds, so it's very hard to distinguish if a move's actually going to pan out. DGB, it's the same thing. We've got support down at 2352, but we're dealing with the resistance level at 2444, and we just couldn't get above it last night. XDC, it's the same thing. It's going to be a quick right to the point because we did a nice little opening. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'm trying to put everything into the market so you can feel it. 591 is resistance, 564 is support. That's how tight of a zone we're in, and we keep getting pulled back below 59. I'm not convinced we're not going to have a run here, but I knew we felt like we were coming down a little bit last night, so I didn't want to put a big part of my portfolio in because I didn't want to have to deal with stop loss. So that's where we're at right now. Very minimally into anything right now. I mean, minute, like 10% now. So I'm being very cautious. Some people think I'm being too cautious, but again, this morning it's proving that my cautiousness is for the right reason. XRP Future Millionaire, make sure to join Tom's Army, $9.99 a month. You get not only the exclusive and elusive TFAM badge of me being abducted by aliens in month 1. You get the Outhouse Crypto News in month 2. The Flaming Meteor XRP Meteor Flaming Down to Earth in month 3. And so on in month 4, 5, and 6. We've got members that are 9 months deep. Join the other 226 members of Tom's Army. Get the exclusive Telegram that I'll show you in a sec. But first, I wanted to show a couple of UB2B. What's the mindset is everything. What's important is having the courage to succeed, the will to succeed no matter what, spirit, fearlessness, assertness, and drive. FUD Assassins, UB2B. Go check out UB2B on YouTube. On Twitter. Links in my video description below. Grasshopper, you must join Tom's Army, UB2B. Who's the chart master? Don't ask stupid questions, Lewis. So go check out UB2B. And if you want to join Tom's Army, $9.99 a month, you get the exclusive Telegram. You can't pay to get in this. There's 205 members. So, still have so many members in here and so many reasons for you to join. This will help you stay on the same page, get a hold of me, and you can talk to me one-on-one, as you can see everybody does. Stay blessed, everybody. Hashtag be better, do better. Hashtag FUD Assassins. Remember, help out one person each and every day, because if you don't help, if you don't do your part, and I don't do my part, who's going to do their part? Crypto Mentor's doing his part. Don't let down CM99.